Alrighty, well, welcome back, I guess. I'm your host, Howdy Doody, and these are my friends, Bark Anthony, Sylveon, Louisiana, and Jazertron. Say hi, everyone. They're listening.
Hello.
Hello again.
And that's
Actually,
who we are.
I haven't watched, those episodes of Pokemon, so I have no idea what Sylveon actually sounds like.
Neither do I, but you know you are one.
I believe Sylveon sounds like...
Ha! I thought it was more like a ho ho ho. It's
Sylveon.
That's right, Sylveon. And today of all days, we have a very special treat. Someone else tell what it is, because I don't want to.
We're
talking about the Justice League.
Justice League.
Justice League.
Or as I like to call it,
Yeah.
the Sustice League.
We get all of the sauce.
Alright guys, so I'm TallestSilver. I'm the voice of a lot of characters on Young Justice Abridged. I'm Harley, I'm Ivy, I'm Artemis, I'm Talia, I'm Damien, I'm Mara, I'm
Starfire.
Oh yes, I am the Starfire, and I am also a cosplayer. It is most grand.
Thank you, Starfire.
Yes, indeed.
There you go.
She's one of our oldest members. She's been with us for a long time now, and you also have a role that's upcoming in the next episode of Frontier Zero, don't you?
Yes, I am, and I don't want to say who I am, but it tickles me to know that I'm going to be in the next episode.
That's an in-joke, and you're gonna get it once you watch it. Okay.
That was beautiful. I cried.
Well played, madam. Well played.
So that's
All right.
Damien trying to sound like Alfred.
Oh, God.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And also with us is our old friend and dear voice actor.
Yeah, I'm Jason Marnocha, a.k.a. LordJazor. Wow, for Young Justice Abridged, I play Batman, and I play Joker, and I play Lex Luthor, and I play Alfred Pennyworth, and I play Professor Ivo, and I play Ocean Master, and I play Sports Master, and I play Vandal Savage, and there's a couple people. And,
don't forget my favorite, come on.
Oh, yeah, and Deathstroke the Terminator, who sounds like Randy Savage, yeah.
That's right,
Much better, or something, yeah.
Indeed.
He is very
also,
frequently one of those things.
Oh, yeah. And,
He also plays Kaiser Moray.
yeah, and here on
on
Kaiser Moray, so, yeah. So it's it's a thing.
It's
And
good stuff, I mean.
in my other time, I do voiceover for video games and animated stuff and things of that sort. So, like, currently I'm Megatron for the Transformers Prime Wars trilogy, which is out now on Go90.com. Yeah, plug it in. So,
You can hear him go, Prime!
yeah, oh yeah, Prime. Don't tell me what to do. But yeah, so I've been with these guys and Lewis and stuff for I've been with these guys and Leak 777 here for God, how many?
6-7 years?
Yes, something like that. Yeah. Oh.
No, actually, 6 years since we started Young Justice Abridged.
Yeah.
7 or more. I don't even know anymore. Since we met and started, working
Yeah, that makes sense.
at all.
Yeah, it was
Jason and I
before
have
we
been
were
dating
together.
for
So yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
And he was about to start on YJA when I was like, hey, do they need a Miss Martian? Because I can be Megan. Hello, Megan.
And I was like, I don't watch the show, so I don't know what that is.
ask him. I want to be Megan. And then Leek was like, oh, we've already cast, but you can be Artemis when she shows up. And I'm like,
You're a wonderful daughter.
thanks.
I mean, that turned out really nicely. And you play, like, the majority of the female characters, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I do, and most of the time I'm either Jazor's lover or his daughter or both.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Well,
Yeah,
nothing weird
you don't wanna
about
think
that
too
at
much
all.
about those.
Yep, it's great that
But
we have
it's
chemistry
true.
together.
Indeed.
Yeah. I believe Jason holds the tally for the most voices in everything we've done. I mean, the last time I checked, I think you were at 30-something.
I think so.
Like
Mostly
33
just because
or
it's like an
35.
in-joke that I'm usually the bad guy. Which we
Yeah.
just sort of went
Yeah, but
with
it's-
after a while.
Yeah, the bad guys, but you've also started playing good guys like Batman, and I guess you could call Red Tornado a good guy, technically.
I don't know if he's
He's
either,
kind of
really.
just an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Tornado
he's
just
a
hates
guy.
everyone.
He's
I'd say
chaotic
more that
neutral.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
I'd
not
say
even.
that, more
he's
like
not even supposed to be there, Lewis. You're supposed to ignore him.
I'd say it's more like when we give you a technically good guy, you turn him into this sort of anti-hero character.
Yeah.
Even an anti-hero. He's just an
No.
asshole.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he's not
that's a polite
supposed
way
to
of calling
be
it.
there.
He's not
Yeah.
supposed to be here today. No.
Ignore him.
I think Satara was the closest thing to tame you've played.
Probably, yeah. He's not a raging asshole. Yeah, so that's true.
Well, and there was Orm, which was a villain, but we sort of redeemed in the course of
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you redeem a villain.
Yeah, he turned out okay. He turned out all right, that boy.
Yeah, for a
He turned out all right, that
Bitch
boy. There we go. There's John the
Yeah,
Lobster.
and then John the Lobster, which I think is one of the characters. that
Yeah,
people
everybody,
really liked.
everybody. Well, who doesn't like Zoidberg? So,
Exactly.
Oh.
yeah,
I like to think that he's like a distant ancestor of Zoidberg.
probably knowing. I mean, they're both crustaceous, so there is that. Anyway, enough. I hate talking about me, so let's move on. I'm curled up in the fetal position, trying to crane my head towards my mic.
I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this going because I just realized this is the first time we've talked about like our roles in like the the series and stuff. So I'm gonna mention what Paul and Anthony do as well. 'Cause
all right. Oh, this is the
it's
first
only
time.
fair. It's only fair.
Okay, fair enough. Go
Yeah,
for it.
I mean,
do it. Do it.
Anthony here is our editor-in-chief. He makes the magic happen. He also plays the voice of Aquaman, the voice of Martian Manhunter.
Various background voices. I was Zeus in the last Wonder Woman video, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's thanks to this guy, the magic happens. So give him a round of applause. I can't hear you, but I'm going to assume you did.
Golf clap, everyone. Golf clap. There you are. Wonderful.
Yes, be very polite about
He's also
it.
animating Frontier Zero with us, and if you like episode 1, there's more to look forward to. So keep an eye on that. And then there's Starbeastrave, and this guy, man. I always say, Paul, brother, you are one of the funniest people I know. You have a great range, but it's like the way you bring characters to life is just.
It's just gross, Paul. It's just
I
gross.
wouldn't. Hey, I do my best. And by the way, I don't. I don't bring them to life. I do my best to kill them. But
There
okay,
you
that's
go.
good too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you don't recognize the voice. Because I know a lot of people recognize your voice, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Superman!" Yes, it is Superman.
Superman.
Up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's
that guy with the annoying voice.
It's
Yes,
a bird
that's
plane.
He also plays Superboy, the Russian Sasha. He plays. Let me see.
I also
the
play
Brain.
pretty much every Kryptonian, really.
Yeah, he played Jor-El. That's true.
That's true. You
you
are
played
about every
that-
Kryptonian, aren't you?
Yeah.
I am, except for
Until
Kara. I'm
we
every.
get a Supergirl.
That's right.
And,
Although,
and
to be
Power
fair,
Girl, thank you.
though to be fair, I auditioned for both, and I did pretty damn okay.
Leek is a really hard casting director, and you really got to sell it. And you
I
weren't there
do.
that day. It's fine.
I wasn't.
but I still support you.
Jokes aside, I think Paul could do it. Not even kidding.
Oh, you flatter me.
Sorry, Silver did a much stronger audition, I'm afraid, but you came close. You came close.
I did. I really did.
There was something about her performance that was just so real.
Yeah,
It just
threatened
had a-
him with laser vision.
It just had a pinch of
I actually
panache.
dressed up like Power Girl and said, "Cast me, or I'm going to punch you into the next star system." And he did.
And what can I
You
say?
did sort of,
And then she punched him into the
not
next
kick me,
star
but,
system
like-
anyway.
And
It
then
was
I did it
incredible.
anyway.
Yeah.
yeah,
what-
you did sort of crush me under your boot once as Power
She is
Girl,
a
so-
method actor, Lewis.
What can I say? She looks a lot. She looks a lot better in the leotard than I do. I'll give her that. Yes, that's true.
Aw, you can still borrow mine if you want to.
I
know,
will.
Paul-
I'll allow it, Starby.
Yay! Oh goodness gracious me!
I'll allow it.
But yes, Paul plays a lot of characters in the show. I think you're tied with Silver for second place as most characters
Hey,
to play.
we're tied for silver.
Hey!
Oh, there you go. Yes.
She
just
made
made a
it
pun.
funny.
Yes, you did just make a pun. I'm so proud
I'm
of
so
you. Lee.
proud. Thank you.
And
That's-
aside from all the DC suchery, I also play another guy that you don't know yet, but he's big and buggy, and you'll just have to watch the show.
Well, they do know. He
he's in
does
the
show up in the
trailer.
The
trailer.
trailer.
No, they don't know that yet. I'm supposed to be a secret.
And I just want to mention, like, one of my favorite. You only played him once with like a cameo after, but one of my favorite roles you've played in the in DC Abridged, which goes so unappreciated, was the Brain.
Oh, you mean
Who the
this
hell
guy?
doesn't appreciate the Brain? That was amazing.
That was
It's like one of my
They-
favorite
they-
villains in the show.
I feel like it, yeah, me too. That's my point. I don't feel like it gets enough love. I want more love for the Brain.
If a lot of people loved the brain, the world would be a better place to live.
There you go.
You know
What
what I
a
just
story.
thought of? We
What?
should have done like a Maurice LaMarche impression.
I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I love
Of
Maurice
the
LaMarche,
brain
but
to be brain.
Oh, from Pinky and the Brain. Yes.
From
That
Pinky
would have
and
been
the
good.
Brain.
I don't know.
That
I
would be
like
good
the
too,
I
but
like the Tommy Wiseau
yeah.
thing because
Oh no, the Tommy Wiseau thing is perfect, but I just thought of that could have been funny.
the
Oh, I see.
same
An
thing we do
impression
every
on an
night, Mala.
impression.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll
The
give you
same-
that. That would have been
the
a really good take.
That
The
would
same
mean
thing
Mola
we
would
do
have to
every
be
night.
Pinky.
Mala.
You know, we just have to
They're-
talk like this. Nah.
They're Mala, and the brain, 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 brain. Lee! Da-na-na-na-na.
My cousin actually wrote for Pinky and the Brain. So I
Ooh.
was
Oh,
a
nice.
soft spot in my
That's
heart
sexy.
for it. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's yeah, you know what? It is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I just
brains are
love-
sexy.
Yeah,
I love
Yes, yeah.
Animaniacs and Sprinky and the Brain Riders.
Brinky and the Pain. Oh, yeah.
Blinky.
Bring you the pain.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're sidetracking a little bit. Let's go back to Justice League.
Yeah,
And
Justice
so
League.
now-
Crustus
Now that
League.
you know who we are and what we're all about, we're going to talk about Justice League. I'm sure some of us love it, some of us hate it, and now we're going to trash it.
Yeah, initially
So
Lake
who
was like,
actually
"Hey man,
loves
what do
it?"
you think of the movie?" And I'm like, "I'm not telling you till the podcast."
All right, let's just get. I feel like that's the one we're gonna get least from. So, did anybody here like it to love it?
No. Not one bit.
Love is a very strong word, Lewis.
Yes, it
And,
is. It
and
has
hate-
no place here.
and hate is an even stronger
I-
word, which is why I used
I
it.
feel like I'm gonna be the more positive person here, so I'm gonna say I thought it
Usually
was.
are.
That's fine.
Big
Yeah,
shocker.
I'm a positive person.
It's
I'm a
why we
positive
love you, Lewis.
I did not love it. I can't even say that I liked it. I think it was okay. I think it was a step forward, but a forced one. And the price to get there was maybe more than we should have paid. Honestly,
It depends what theater you go to. That's the cost you pay for it. I ain't paying $18. I'll wait for
Yeah,
it to
I
go
didn't
on
pay
that.
that.
The only
I
reason I
couldn't
went
buy
as
them.
soon as I did was because my cousin was like, "I'll buy your ticket," because I was like, "I'm not contributing
Oh,
to
I-
this thing."
There
And he
you
was like, "I'll
go.
buy your
I
ticket." I'm
think-
like, "Shit, fine, all right."
I didn't even mean like the monetary thing. I mean, I
We
used the movie
did.
pass, so I don't even have to.
We
do that.
did.
But, yeah, it just meant like the road to get here, and this is the payoff. It's like
It definitely felt like a first draft.
yeah.
yeah.
It's had
quite
good
finished.
elements, but it didn't fully commit, and people didn't edit, and it really needed
It needed
a
an
trim.
editor.
an out.
It needed someone
I
who
think
knew
it's-
what
There's
the
so
Justice
much
League
of
was
that
supposed
movie
to
that
be.
could have been trimmed.
It also
So-
needed
Well, that's
some.
the problem. It was already trimmed. I mean, it was Zack Snyder's 3-hour long brood fest, and then Josh Whedon. I'm gonna cut like
Josh,
quarter of
not
this.
Josh. Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh Whedon.
There's
sorry.
no H here, Lewis.
Josh
What
Sweden.
the H?
You can tell when Whedon picks it up too. About the
You
second
can.
act onward,
And
you
it's
can
like,
you
tell.
really
oh,
can.
Look,
Yeah.
everyone's quippy.
Oh,
for
look how
no
funny
good
Batman
reason.
is! Ha, 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 ha. Fuck you.
Basically, whenever somebody flips the comedy switch, you know when Zack Snyder's not in the room anymore.
Yeah. Is it gone?
The biggest,
Perfect.
just to get the compliments out of the way, the biggest compliment I can give this movie is that I enjoyed it more than BVS.
Well, yeah,
So-
but I can enjoy
Yes,
getting,
that is-
crucified more than I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's not
BBS.
saying much, Lewis.
So, no, it
Yeah.
really
You know,
isn't.
it's a little
It's
more.
It's like saying I'd rather have colon cancer than stomach cancer.
You could put one of those
give it
pool
this.
noodles up my ass for like 4 hours, and I would enjoy that somehow more than Batman vs Superman. And that sounds supremely uncomfortable. So
I should say
I know.
we've had. This is the first time we're talking about it publicly, but we've had many conversations about what we feel for BVS.
oh god, yeah, because it's just been
they're not
It's-
good.
no matter how many
bad.
times you look at it, it's such a terrible, terrible movie. Like, ugh.
It is.
But
The only
I will give it
the only
this.
redeemable things are short and they're Batman related, but even that couldn't save it.
Yeah.
Jazor and I saw The Dark Knight Rises. I left the theater yelling the F-bomb repeatedly. I don't know. Do we swear on this podcast?
We gave up on that like 2 shows.
I was gonna say I've been
Yeah.
swearing. I
I
just
just-
realized.
Yeah, don't fight
It's all right.
against it.
That's all right.
Was-
We've been telling Lewis we don't care. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Good.
I was just saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck everything, fuck. I was so
She turned into
angry
Black
at it,
Mask
and
for
I
a second.
That was a
I
very
s-
disappointing movie.
still haven't seen it other than that one time because I can't sit through it because it's just I get it viscerally angry flames on the side of my
Yeah.
face
Oh,
and I don't know if it's just because my expectations have been set so low now after all of the repeated movies that have come out since. But I will give Justice League credit. I did not keep swearing after I saw it. I'm like, well, that was a thing.
That was a
that's
So
film.
I don't know if my bar
Yeah.
is so low now. Because
I think
of
that's
such
exactly what it
disappointment.
is, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, this was better in a few areas, I guess.
Yep.
So, because I actually kind of concur with you, Lewis. It's like, I didn't love it. I didn't really like it. I didn't hate it. Because
I don't-
it's nice.
yeah.
Holy shit, Superman cracked a smile and a joke, even if his lips were CGI. And,
But it was still a good
And his
Superman.
chin turned into an ass. Good God.
yeah. But
Kryptonian
then,
lips are
Spoiler
weird.
alert.
Yeah.
This is gonna have spoilers.
yeah, this is going to have
guys.
spoilers.
let's
Oh,
not.
man, we forgot to put a spoiler alert in there. Yeah.
That's all right. It's
we
gonna
haven't
have
really spoiled
spoilers.
anything yet, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Superman's
spoilers will
really
be in
spoiler.
this. So if you
Hold
haven't
on,
seen
that's
this
technically
movie,
a spoiler.
keep
That's
that in mind.
Superman's.
But yeah,
But
like
you-
I mean, Superman. Also, look at his costume. Holy crap, they're colors. They're actual colors. They're not shades of black. Holy shit!
Primary
What a
colors,
concept.
yes.
Yeah, look at that. It's,
It's like
red
he-
and blue and yellow.
He looks like an American flag again.
Yeah, holy shit. What a nice thing. But then, of
Yes,
course,
it
you know,
is.
we waste so much of the movie with him petting corn in a cornfield. So, fuck's sake, can we get on with the action? I'm sorry, I thought that a galactic menace was here. Do we have
Hold on,
time
No,
for
that's
this?
just a
why
side
was he
thing.
buried shirtless?
Yeah.
Like, he comes out and he's shirtless. I'm like, I'm not complaining, but why?
Who buried him?
I guess-
and why isn't Clark putting on a shirt right now?
No
Why
comment.
was it? I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
That was
I guess-
a gift,
Unacceptable.
Silver.
I guess.
that was a
I
gift.
guess. I guess he heard that Jason Momoa was going to be in the next one, and he got a little self-conscious.
He's like, oh yeah?
Did.
Bury me shirtless,
It's like-
Bruce.
See,
He saw-
Aquaman
he
makes
saw
more
all the
sense being
gifts.
shirtless
I mean,
because Jason
the answer to
Momoa.
that is just I don't know if this happened when you saw the movie, but when the movie came out and Superman lands without a shirt, all the girls in the audience and some guys too, I'm sure.
They all went,
You had me
Come at me,
after
Clark.
abs.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think, like, especially Superman has been buried in the earth, right? So he can't
Yeah.
jump out and be fresh as a spring chicken. He should look like a
No, he can't.
corpse. Like he should.
You know,
he's had no
they give-
sunlight, so he should have.
Yeah,
they get-
there is
yeah.
no
And
solar energy
yeah.
going into that
Okay,
coffin.
He should
that
have
fight
total
with Wonder
atrophy.
Woman was complete and utter bull.
Yeah.
Because how many times has Diana defeated Supes
Oh God,
on her
yes.
own?
Yeah.
And then the fact that he's been buried and not been exposed to sunlight for so long, she should have had her lasso around his ass and like sitting on him, being like, "Listen, calm the fuck down."
Yeah,
How about
magical
stop being an
godly weapon.
ass?
Soups would be
Yeah.
powerless on that thing,
It's
so
like
why not?
Yeah, Diana's been able to subdue him at full strength. Maybe not beat him, but
Exactly.
definitely knock him
I
down.
feel like Superman is technically a bit stronger than Diana, but Diana is a better fighter, and she could
Dude.
subdue him.
That's why subdue.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't
because
know
there really
what
is no
it is.
beating him. You can
No.
just hope to put him down.
I did love, like, maybe my favorite part of the movie. I don't know about this, but like that moment when they're all like piling on him and Flash is trying to go around super speed and he starts turning to see him in slow motion. I don't know, that did make me laugh.
That was a good moment.
One
Loaded
of
up
the few.
with a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
that
could,
was a good scene that was mismanaged. Well, like this whole movie. Right?
Ezra Miller
all
was
agree
one of the
that-
only things I enjoyed about this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he surprised
I
me.
mean, honestly, I think he
I-
was a little more Wally West than he was Barry Allen, but
Oh, I
But it
still.
needed
I
it.
still enjoyed what he did.
because,
This
and
movie
that's
needed
odd. Because
someone
I
like
wondered.
that.
I wondered why he wasn't Wally West, because I think Wally West is the one people like best.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
kind of like
so?
when people
People
think
for-
Green Lantern. I
Yes.
think mostly they think Jon Stewart. So
Right.
I mean,
Those were the ones I
especially
grew
with,
up
like,
with, watching the Justice League cartoon.
Same here.
With the Flash on TV being Barry, I think it would have been a better fit. And actually, the way they wrote him and the way that he presents himself, I think it's more Wally than
yeah,
Barry.
very much
Oh,
so.
definitely. And especially, there's a little interview thing where Ezra Miller and who's the actor that plays Cyborg?
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher.
yeah.
Thank you. They get their action figures. And
Oh,
the
I
way
saw
that
that,
they
yeah.
interact is so Wally and Victor. It's beautiful. So in like headcanon, Ezra Miller is actually Wally West, and I'm totally happy that they made him Jewish. Like
Yeah.
100%
Nice.
okay with this.
I caught that, yeah.
Very
Well, because
nice.
Ezra Miller is actually Jewish, and I think he was just improving when he was like trying to make things up about being a really competitive ice dancer.
Yeah, and I think we're touching on the look, the only really strong point of the movie to me, and I think that when I see people talking about it, they always give credit that the cast and the chemistry of the cast of characters are the best thing about
Not
it. They're
Batman.
Not used very well.
Not Batman. Not Batman.
Yeah.
He spends
In
most of
this
the movie
instance-
being Bruce Wayne,
Yeah,
and
which doesn't
he
make
cracks jokes. He smiles. No.
No.
And he needs to.
They
He should
overlighted
take
it,
command of the room anytime he's in it, but he doesn't. And Aquaman gives him shit. It's like, go fucking pick up a surfboard, you dick. Like, no one fucking... Don't talk to Batman like that. Like, Batman should be scary enough that everyone... But he's just not, because Ben Affleck seemed really distracted in this movie. Like, he seemed like he was thinking about, man, I really shouldn't have done... Oh, man, I want to do Fargo. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he really seemed super distracted or, like, tired or something.
They took it to the other... Yeah, no, I think he is tired.
Doesn't help in the third act he was wearing
end.
that bat suit that looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Fucking, it was huge on... He was bigger than fucking Superman. He was huge in that suit at the end. I'm like, what the fuck? Ah, God.
I want to say
He was a
Puffy.
very uninterested marshmallow man. And
Yeah,
he
he
was
was,
waiting
and it's
for
like,
lunch.
look, if you're a marshmallow man, you gotta be interested in what you're doing, okay? You gotta be
Can we
focused.
call him? Can we call that suit Puffy Batman?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Hey, wait
Stay
a minute.
Bat
He's a
Puff
bat.
Man.
He's in New York. If we get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble. Oh, wait. It's Batman. Never mind.
I feel like they took it to the other end because in BVS, well, I did enjoy his performance more. He was like too dark, murdery Batman, and here it's like let's light him up, make him do jokes, and
No.
everybody kicks his ass.
Batman doesn't make jokes. No. Batman is the broody
No.
one. Superman is
he
not
can
the
make
broody
jokes,
one.
but
That's why
but he
Superman
can make-
was such crap in the other movies, because Superman didn't make any jokes, but Superman's the one who'll make jokes. Batman doesn't make jokes. He may be
He can
sarcastic
make
sometimes,
some
but
jokes,
that's not a
but,
joke.
like, they,
Sarcasm
He
isn't a
can be
joke.
He can be snarky and sarcastic, but that's not the same thing as
Yeah,
telling
that's
a
not
joke.
the same thing. You
no,
can't-
yeah, that's
Yeah, it was. But the first shot when you see him, the dude's robbing the place and Batman's across the street, crouching on that gargoyle. That shot was awesome.
Yeah.
That shot of him was way cool.
That was a good
and
shot.
during that fight, we got my favorite Easter egg, the Janus sign behind him, which means Janus Cosmetics probably, which means Charles Sionis, which means Roman Sionis, which means Black Mask.
Black
Black
Mask.
Mask.
And isn't he supposed to
Yep.
be the villain in the Birds of Prey movie anyway?
That'd be
I think
interesting.
you mean
Allegedly.
Gotham Sirens.
Whatever.
be fun to watch.
Birds of Prey, Gotham Sirens,
I'd,
whatever.
I'd actually
I would
be
be
interested
down
to
for
see.
that, yeah.
I'd be interested to see how they design a live-action Black Mask character. What they
Yeah.
would do
Yeah,
with
but I think
Yeah.
I think it's what you said, Jason. I think it's like because Affleck's performance here was lesser than in the last movie, which was a worse movie.
Right.
But I think it's just that sort of like regret of signing with this. I think I hate to think it, but it's right probably.
Yeah. I mean, I like what he
And,
did in Man vs. Man somehow and sometimes, but in this movie he just seemed really distracted to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
I get
Well-
the whole like I feel guilty for Superman, but come on, man.
I mean, well, the truth is, hasn't the actor been flip-flopping his role recently with this whole thing? Hasn't he been like
Yeah,
reconsidering Batman?
people have claimed that he's quitted and gone back like 20 times. I don't know. I think this was, if not the last one, he's going to exit in the next one. Whatever, probably the Flashpoint movie.
Or the Batman.
I don't think he's going to do the Batman. Maybe, but they're talking about making a trilogy, so
Yeah.
I really doubt he's going to commit to 3 more movies.
I don't
If it
know.
was
Well, you know,
one,
maybe
but-
Jeremy Irons will put on the suit and he'll make a better Batman.
There you go.
Alfred for Batman, yes.
I am.
I would totally watch that.
I would watch that.
am
Yeah.
Batman.
They're saying that there's a few contenders to take over him,
And 2 of them are
Jake
Jeremy
Gyllenhaal.
Irons.
That's 2 scars for the price of 1.
Yeah.
No, but they are saying that Jake Gyllenhaal is serious.
Oh,
Okay. Barf. Say no more. That's just no.
I am the Knight. Like, what's that going to sound like? Jeez.
I don't want Jake anywhere
I
near
think he's a
bat
fine
suit.
actor. I just don't think
Yeah.
he's Batman.
He's not old enough. He's not mature enough. He just doesn't look right.
I haven't seen enough movies of him to really have an opinion, but I will say this: every single actor that's been cast as Batman, immediately people go, "No," So
I know
I'm not
Jake
gonna-
Gyllenhaal. I know he's a full-grown man. It's just he's like a Jesse Eisenberg. He is perpetually looking too young for a role like that. You know.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I will
Not
say
not
this.
that
I will
bad,
say
but,
this,
yeah.
though. He was also in Brokeback Mountain, wasn't he?
You
Yeah,
are.
Oh,
so
I know where you're
Heath
going. I know where
Ledger
you're
going.
really
With the
brought it as
Joker,
the
no
Joker, and we
less.
all thought it was going to be bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe Jake Gyllenhaal will end up being the most amazing Batman we've ever seen.
Oh no!
And what
Yeah.
a
I mean,
Wait,
coincidence.
addendum. Jake Gyllenhaal as the Joker.
No.
It's
Maybe.
better than Zuckerberg.
You know
but
what?
yeah.
I
It would
can't
be
go
better
against
than
what I
Leto.
just said, so maybe. Maybe.
Either way, I'll take it either way. I mean,
It would be better than
I-
Leto.
It would way better than, oh my god. You could film like a blank cassette tape just playing in a tape player for 5 minutes, and it'll be a more entertaining
I
movie.
agree. If we are going to go through this soft reboot and get rid, and Batfleck's going to walk away, then let's get rid of the stuff that doesn't work, like
Yeah,
Leto and
including
Batman.
Jared Leto. because oh my
Yeah.
god,
And Jesse Eisenberg.
yeah, and Jesse
Jared,
Eisenberg.
let go.
Especially him sitting there in that hilarious bald cap. Like, that was just...
Yeah.
He's sitting there, and
That's just-
Deathstroke comes up all fucking cool, which was awesome. When they first showed that shot of him, and you see, like, the swords crossed behind his back and the tails and
bandana
his
behind
mask
his
and
hair,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, that shot was so cool. And then all of a sudden he gets up on the boat deck, and it's like, hey! How you doing? I'm Lox Lutner. You want to... Come here. I got a job for you. You want to be part of the
Jolly
back
Rancher?
of the ununited underworld? You want to? Where are you going? It's starting to sound like Don Knotts or something like that.
Oh, well, gosh
Don
darn
Knotts
it,
is
Jimmy
Lex
Stewart, what are you
Luthor.
doing on the boat?
Sure figured only me
I'm
two
glad
supervillains.
Andy!
God,
Andy!
Don Knotts is Lex Luthor.
I'm glad they kept the Deathstroke costume we saw from that Batman teaser, because I know they're not going to use him there anymore.
Yeah,
but so they're
no,
like,
that was
okay, we're
that
gonna
was
use
a
him here
cool
instead.
fucking suit. And the dude, he's got the white goatee and the white hair. He looked great. I mean, I think the sort of evil eye patch was a little silly, but honestly,
they still changed
it looked that outfit looked way cool. I was really happy.
Hey, I
He had
mean,
one line, but I think the voice was
Yeah,
alright.
no, I thought it was great. He pulls off his helmet and he's like, "Go right
And-
there." So, yeah, it was awesome.
and dude, no ponytail.
Yeah, shit, yeah,
He is
no,
not
no
wearing a
8-foot
ponytail of
ponytail.
shame.
Hasn't received the ponytail of
Shame.
Shame,
shame.
shame, shame.
I don't even remember
Shame.
my own line.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I do something, I put it down. I don't remember. But
But yeah, so I mean, I think the movie really like.
it's about
promises
as
to do
organized as
better.
our thought processes have been. That's the movie. We've given you a real taste.
And
I
it's
feel like
twice
instead
as...
of making a movie, they were like, "Look, we're gonna get some things right here, and that's gonna show you that we are gonna get things better from here on." But like,
Honestly, no. The way that the movie felt organizationally was a little kid trying to recite it for you, and then they're like, and then this happened, and then this happened, but then before that was this happened, but then this happened, and then this happened, and then Aquaman was in the water, and it was like, shoo, 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 shoo,
Yeah.
and then Wonder Woman was like, pew, 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 and then they were like, wah! And then there were these like boxes, and then there were like the mother box, and then Steppenwolf was the villain, and you're like, what?
Yeah, that's something we haven't addressed.
Yeah.
Kieran Hines.
Because there was nothing to
Steppenwolf.
address.
Oh, Stephen Wolf,
I'm with Silver on this one.
There really is nothing to
there.
him. There's nothing. He
No.
wants to. First of all, my first objection when I first started tuning out to his performance was one of the first things he started saying when he was like, I want to be one of the new gods and blah blah blah, Darkseid. I'm like, no. You call him Great Darkseid.
Lord Darkseid.
Don't just call him Darkseid. What's this bullshit?
You
You
have
call
to
him
address
Great
him.
Darkseid.
He's the definition
Something,
of forgettable.
something,
Big
dark
Something, mother box.
That too. Yeah, Stephen Wolf wasn't really doing it for me. He was basically just a giant
Stephen
space
Wolf.
troll with a big weapon.
See, now
Yeah,
I'm just
Stephen Wolf, he
picturing
wasn't
that as a
doing that
name,
for
but
me.
then it makes me think of the fucking Law and Order producer Dick Wolf. So it's like, Dick Wolf comes down, Darkseid's main boy, Dick Wolf.
My problem with him is that he had no. I don't mind the bad CGI. This whole
Oh, it
movie
was pretty
filled with that.
bad. It was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
I'm not-
like it's
I'm
not
not-
even
I'm not picky
mocap.
about CGI.
Like it doesn't even look like it was motion capture. It just looks like they just did CGI from the ground up, which always
Yeah.
looks
I'm
bad.
not picky on CGI in
capes.
general.
Why?
Oh my god,
Why?
so many CGI capes. Holy shit. Just put a fucking
Yeah.
cape on them. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, that would be too hard, wouldn't it? I mean, we can't let them have real textures. That would just be awful.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Lewis. I was stepping over you. What were you saying?
You were stepping
Stepping
Over
over
like
Okay,
Steppenwolf. Sorry.
But then, Jason, how will we get them to swish and swish?
Yeah, how could you? Oh my god. It's probably worse in Man of Steel, though, when, like, you're like, wait, this cape is going all over. What's the air doing? Like, it's going back and forth and fluttering around and going up in the air. Is the world dying? Like, it's just-
Apparently.
Cape physics in that
but-
movie. Oh.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I can forget bad CGI. I'm not that picky about it. I know some people like the CGI, and I don't really
I
care.
just
it was
remembered
fine
something.
For what it is.
I remembered something. Speaking of
But-
Superman, not to interrupt, but speaking of Superman, something that pissed me off was, well, pissed me off. I didn't get mad, but I was just like, oh, what the fuck? When Clark is, a couple of things involving Clark. For one thing, at the very end, when he's like, thanks, Bruce, for buying my mom's house. Put on your glasses, idiot. You look like Superman.
Right?
Fuck.
It's like
brilliant
It's like that one
disguise has
meme
been
going.
seen
God,
through.
what are
It's
you
like
doing?
It's like that.
These are
It's like that
civilians.
meme of him going around.
All right, you know what?
Like,
I was
dude,
going to say something else, but I'm going to
dude,
address this now.
Facebook recognition, Clark.
How does this work? Because as much as I like Clark and Superman finally acting like Superman. How does they had a funeral for him? Not just his mother and not like his boss Perry White and the Daily Planet people. Everybody went there.
There you go.
Hey,
Chief.
He's just gonna.
What kind of random assignment are you going to put me on today, Chief? Because that's how you run a newspaper.
No, but seriously, how do they address that? Because I mean, at the end of the movie, you show him going to work like nothing happened, and they're just going to be like, "Kent, weren't you that?"
Hey, Kent, we totally took you off of payroll because you died. You don't have a job here anymore.
I got better, sir.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Go cover sports.
And Lewis, they bonded at the funeral. You can't spell funeral without fun. They bonded there.
Party horns for everyone.
How it happened.
No, but one of the other things about Superman that drove me nuts was when he was saying, like, you know, he was about to say, like, it's something my father told me, but he's like, it's something someone once told me. He was talking about Jonathan Kent, and it's like, fuck you, that's your father. I don't care about Cecil Crowe in that hilarious spaceship scene. I'm talking about, like, you know, Jonathan Kent is the man who raised him. Like, that's his father. Why would he stumble over that? Probably because he was worried he was going to think about Martha and then get Bruce all riled up.
Martha! What'd you say that time?
Yeah.
He's the one who told me not to save people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no shit. He's like, you know what you should do, Clark? You should just stay inside and maybe draw. You know, learn to be a graphic designer. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at people.
Just make sure
His
to
instincts kick in. It's like, Clark, we revived you. We need you to help save the world. Well, no, I'm going to stay out of this. I'm going to go back home, pretend everything's fine.
Yep.
Just stay in your room, shut up, and play with your crayons, Clark. We'll be in a minute to bring you lunch.
Yeah, or you can eat the crayons. We'll wait and see.
Hold on. One good thing. Can we talk about hearing the old school Batman theme?
Yeah, and the old school Superman theme, and the old school Flash theme, too, from the 90s.
And the Superman
theme.
It was a little odd to hear Wonder Woman's theme not on an electric cello.
Yeah, but it was still awesome
But
to
I'll
hear
give
the
it a pass.
notes.
But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but even Danny Elfman didn't really feel
No,
into
even
it.
he didn't really bring that much to it, which is a damn shame
that's-
because he's a talented
and
motherfucker.
He's Danny Elfman.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he practically reinvented the Batman theme.
Yeah.
He did. He truly did. He made it iconic, and it was wonderful to hear them again, like those notes. But it like the rest of the soundtrack just felt really phoned in from him too.
Yeah.
It felt like nobody had their heart in it.
But
and
honestly,
nobody
I feel like
took the
that's in
time
keeping
for it.
with the rest of the movies because I couldn't tell you a single note from fucking Man of Steel. I couldn't tell you a single
I think it
note
was
from
more
Man
of
vs.
a-
Man Dawn of Super Bat Justice. I could do Wonder Woman because that score was awesome. Because you brought in Junkie XL, who can make any fucking score super
That's-
cool. So
That's reflecting of these movies because Wonder Woman has been their only real
yeah,
time.
no shit. It's like that's probably the worst thing about this movie to me is like DC, what are you doing? Like, come on, this cannot be that difficult. Marvel is kicking your ass. But I like and the problems that I have, and I'm sure we all agree with this, with these DC movies is not that we just want to shit all over them. We just know that they can be good, but they're just not making them good for some reason. We just want them to be better.
I will give some context because I do think that this movie was more of a not so much a misstep, so much as something that was inevitable.
Yeah, but it was moving in the right direction.
They changed
in theory.
Yeah, no. I feel like Wonder Woman wasn't what's the word, like an exception, so much as the first real step.
Yeah.
And Justice League, you can tell they tried to salvage
Sort
it,
of,
but
yeah.
you know, this movie. Here's the thing. They changed, for those who don't know, the creative hands of the franchise, you know, like the Kevin Feige of Marvel movies. They had Zack Snyder was basically that for these movies, and you can see it in BVS and Suicide Squad. And you know, after those movies tanked, not shockingly, they changed guards to Jeff Jones, who's a big-time DC writer and architect, and he understands these characters. And, you know, he co-wrote the screenplay for Wonder Woman. So you can feel the influence in that movie versus... In this movie, you can tell they try to do some forced correction, but maybe it was too late. Because this movie started shooting before BVS came out. It was still a Snyder movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I do think that this is the end of that era and that, you know, we can look up to with more hope towards what comes after this.
Like
Well,
that big
actually,
S on your chest. Hope.
I'm definitely going to see Aquaman.
I really
Yeah, I
hope
wanna see
so
Aquaman.
because the thing that makes me so angry every time I look at it is I know how these characters should act. I know how they should sound and I know what they'd say. And when I continually hear them saying the opposite, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
I
like,
know
why can't this
Superman
be
wouldn't
good?
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he put on his
we
fucking
joke about
glasses.
it and stuff.
Before
in our-
Facebook recognized
God.
Yeah, right.
There are statues of him downtown.
Ugly statues.
Yeah,
but still.
ugly, hilarious, weird, like Atlas statues, but statues nevertheless.
Yes. It's.
I mean, maybe it would work better if like all the Daily Planet people were in on it. I mean, honestly, nobody's buying
Maybe.
this.
No.
Well, I mean, that all depends on Morpheus, what he plans to do with the Daily Planet, and whether or not water is still
He
wet.
sold
I
it
don't
and
know.
just
Ask
fucking
him.
moved.
to someplace a little
Like,
less hazardous.
This is nonsense. I'm going to Star City.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happens there.
Yeah, nothing ever
Yeah.
happens in Star City. They got Robin Hood running around or
Nothing.
something, but I don't fucking
He leaves the planet to what's the name of that actor from House of Cards? He played like this random journalist in Man of Steel. What was his name?
Michael Kelly.
Michael Kelly. Yeah, he's a really good actor. Maybe he takes over. I don't.
Michael, honestly, I am so
Maybe.
mad that they put Michael Kelly as some random reporter in there because I love him in House of Cards, and he should play the Riddler. He would be so good as the Riddler. If you've ever seen him in House of Cards, he plays he plays Doug Stamper in House of Cards, and he is so good. I wish he would play the Riddler. Oh, he'd be. So
I would
awesome.
love to
Yeah.
see it. I would
Hey,
love
you know,
to see
we're
a
about
Riddler.
to get a. We might get a soft reboot soon, so who knows?
I love how they've done
I
like
mean,
4 movies, and they're like, "Well, we fucked it. Let's do it again, boys.
Right?
Good job, everyone." Haha.
I think.
I think it's more of like they're going to salvage what works, like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, which is like, I don't know, 1 out of the 5 ingredients.
No, but I think like the character.
You know, this
like,
recipe,
there's
this
no
whole
need to-
thing turned out really bad, but the onion in it was really nice. Put that down. We'll put onion in the next
With the
thing.
exception of Affleck, I don't really think there's any need to change the other characters introduced.
If
I like
Affleck's
the
going to
Flash,
sleep
I like
through
the
all of
Cyborg.
these movies like he did in Justice League, then I'm not interested.
He's done
in
with
him.
it. You know, I say let him go. Let him go and find somebody who actually wants to do the role.
Yeah, and I was hopeful for him because
yeah.
I thought he had something to do in Batman vs Superman, which was surprising
He was
because
good.
almost no one had anything to do in that movie.
Yeah,
But
he was good.
Yeah, but then this movie rolled around and whatever the fuck happened. So yeah, I am fine with them recasting Batman. Still wish it would have been Josh Brolin, but you know, he's too busy
Yeah,
being
he's
8 Marvel
He's in
characters
his hair
instead.
being purple.
Yeah, he's too
For
busy
all
being
you know,
8
it might
Marvel
be.
And
characters.
time traveling with Deadpool.
Yeah.
Ah,
Maybe it'll be Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe it'll be Josh Brolin. Maybe it'll be somebody
It
we've never.
better
heard of.
fucking not be Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't want the day after Batman.
Just to
Anyway,
troll everyone, they make it Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh,
I shit. Right where I'm sitting.
no! That's even worse. Angels in the Outfield is even worse than Day After Tomorrow. No! No! No!
Just gonna keep
Holy
casting people
shit,
work
that
with
is
Heath
him
Ledger.
in Angels in the
It
Outfield.
is! That's right!
Holy
He's that little-
shit! I never put that
he's-
together. Oh my
That's
god!
right. He's a little psycho that sees angels. That's totally him.
Oh my god, that is him, isn't it? Oh Jesus!
Well, think about it. Think about it. It kind of makes sense. Lonely boy, orphanage, constantly misses his parents, and prays to higher power to give him more power to fight bad guys or whatever it was. I don't know. My point is, he has similarities, but I still don't want him anywhere near it.
Yep. Does that mean Danny Glover can be Alfred
Yes.
Yes.
or Christopher
Yes.
Lloyd?
Oh, either one. Actually, yeah.
Brucey.
I would prefer. I'm kidding. Oh God! Now I'm
No, let's keep Jeremy Irons. Let's keep Jeremy Irons. I really
Yeah,
like
let's keep.
that.
Especially
know.
when like fucking Cyborg was taking over that hilarious spider thing that Batman had, whatever the fuck that was,
Right?
and he was just and
Who am I
Cyborg started talking to him, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
Who am I speaking to?
Even when like Diana was going to meet with Cyborg, he's like, "Well, it's finally somebody gets to date around here."
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
Like,
what the
I'm
fuck
sorry,
was
yes.
that spider thing?
It's like
though?
the spider from Wild Wild West.
They call it the Nightcrawler.
Yeah, they call it the
I have no
Nightcrawler,
idea
but it
what-
just came out of nowhere. It's like, Batman, what on earth did you have this for? And he keeps bringing
Yeah,
in
not
he keeps bringing in
Batman.
vehicles that he just blows up
And-
on the mission anyway. So it's like, God, are you
And
sure
where
you're
did-
still a billionaire, dude? Because you're wasting a
And
lot
where
of
did-
money per mission.
I'll be honest.
They
I
just
actually
ran out
thought
of
that-
things to like bats, like we've had motorcycles, bat boats, bat planes, bat cars.
Oh my
bat-
God! What if it
What
was?
haven't
What
we
if it
done?
was like a wall crawling bat thing? So it just sort of swoops in, like super cool, like it's the Batwing, but then it just goes whomp against the wall and sort of climbs with its wings like a bat, like really
That would
shittily.
be cool.
No.
That would have been amazing.
Just like a machine.
It's a
It's like,
bat
look, if you have
crawler.
a stupid invention already, just make it bat themed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
might as well. And hey, Batwings
it.
can crawl. You might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it, but I did like it better than that the flying thing in Dark Knight Rises, whatever that was. Is it like a helicopter?
Oh yeah, the fucking that version of the.
Oh, that was
Dark Knight
the
Rises.
that was the
Well,
Mass
I swear.
Effect ship that Batman stole. Yes.
Yeah, of all the Bat vehicles, that's still my least favorite.
I don't know. I
what
think
that
the
was.
Batwing in this one was pretty bad. It looked like a fucking speedboat with like fucking weird little. I don't even know how to describe
Well,
it. It looked like a
it's the same
speedboat
one from
cabin,
BBS,
but then
but,
weird
yeah.
shit surrounding it. I'm like, that's the Batwing. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was weird shit.
it was.
Ay. So anyway, all in all, this movie is.
Okay.
It's
sure is red.
It
You-
could
you
be a
gotta
lot
give it
worse.
that.
Somehow,
Sure
it could be a lot
existed.
worse. But it
Yeah.
could
I mean, at
certainly be
least-
better.
At least it was
It
red,
has-
making you think that you were seeing the entire movie through a cherry Coke. It was fully red.
Or just Coke.
It has some. Yeah, it has some good moments, and the characters are pretty enjoyable, minus, what we said.
Yeah.
But, it's
Minus
okay.
everything we said.
Yeah.
Mostly
aside from
that, but
Lewis, aside from the writing, direction, characters, design, look, feel, tone, aside from all of that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, because I was at first with like, oh dear, is Cyborg really going to be doing this Phantom of the Opera bullshit for a while? What's this? You go outside, you dick. Also,
I like
for
that,
fuck's
though.
sake, could we put? Oh yeah, he didn't do it for very long, so I was like, oh okay, phew, okay. I was just worried he was going to do that for like most of the movie. But
a
for fuck's
monster.
sake, why don't we design Cyborg to look more like the cartoon version, where it looks like modern
Yeah.
and like a clear
And
why
computer
did-
case and shit,
At the
instead
end
of
of
this
the
weird
movie-
silver thing? Like he looks like
He looks
the
like
end of the
he
movie,
looks like
Megatron.
his,
look more
his
like the
fucking,
traditional.
mom fucked Ultron or something. Like, it looks really,
I was just gonna say,
really weird.
his
I
mom.
never
I
liked
was
the
just gonna
silver.
say,
Even in the comics, I never liked the silver
Yeah.
body.
He does
So
look like
something-
he looks like Michael Bay's Megatron. He does. I don't
Oh
know
god.
why.
Oh god.
Guys.
Oh god. Oh no.
Something I'm glad that they didn't go with was that it seemed they were setting up that it's daddy issues, the movie.
Of course.
Everyone has daddy issues. Barry
Silver,
has daddy
that's
issues.
DC in a nutshell. We've said
Well,
as much.
hold on a second. They were setting it up, and then they dropped it.
They probably
I guess
just
Daddy
forgot.
Wasn't, Daddy wasn't part of it after all.
Forgot,
Or they cut it out
they
of Schneider's
decided
vision.
Yeah.
We
No, I
should
think
stop,
maybe-
but I'm glad that they didn't continue because I'm so exhausted
Oh my god, no
by
shit.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the apocalypse was happening on Father's Day, and that's why they were so up in arms about it. But then it canceled right after that.
Darkseid only wasn't there because he was busy hanging out with his father.
Dad
So,
side.
he was playing catch with his dad.
Yeah.
On the couch.
Which is like higher high father. So high father's high
more of
I
a-
father.
like that. Higher high five. I like that
Of
one
all the
better.
of all the characters in the
Hi,
movie, I think
Father.
Cyborg definitely had the most complete arc. And
He did, for
there's
sure.
Forgiveness
Yeah.
in there.
I mean,
for his father.
Barry the whole time was just kind of like, I don't know, like but
I'm gonna be around.
yeah, here I go, I gotta go fast, and they're
Gotta go
yeah.
But he was adorable.
Oh, he was great. He was great, but he just didn't really have a beginning, middle, or
I love
end.
that moment when he walks into the bat cave. He's like, "It's a cave, a bat cave." And
Honestly, one of the things
Yeah.
that I had issues with his powers was when he goes from place to place. It's fine that there's lightning, but there's sparks.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you are gonna blow
was
something
that?
up.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
there is
like, I mean,
flammable
like-
shit in here, I'm sure.
Yeah. I get the streak and I get the thunderclap, but it's like, yeah, leaving electricity. It's like, God, don't ever let him in their park. My
Yeah,
God.
stop making sparks everywhere. Holy shit. Only you can prevent forest fires, Barry. Slow down.
It's like a constant outlet that just won't stop.
Yeah. But anyway,
Oh my gosh, Cyborg can just recharge himself.
there you go. There you go.
Barry,
That's why they're
run
best
really fast in a
friends.
circle, and I need to charge up. Go.
Here, Barry, put this adapter up your butt, and then I'll just plug it in. You just go, Barry, go.
Plug it
Go!
in, plug
Okay,
it
that
in.
got weird real quick. I went with a more innocent thing.
Hey,
I
it's
went
not
with a
much
darker
weirder than
thing.
this whole movie. So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's without thinking of more shit that I object to and or like. I mean, Jason Momoa was okay, but he didn't really
Yeah.
have much to
He was
do.
just being Jason
of all the
Momoa.
characters,
Khal Drogo.
of all the characters in this movie, he definitely was the only one that really needed that prequel.
I
movie.
wanted to see more of Atlantis.
And
I mean, like,
Mara's in
Flash
it for
and
like 4
Cyborg-
seconds. She's
We
like,
got
hi.
just a
Flash
room
and
on
Cyborg
Bye.
water
introduced
for
here
his
as
scene.
well,
I wanted to
but,
see something. I wanted to see the kingdom at some point, but
Yeah,
nope, we just
right?
got that one room.
I mean,
And you know what
guess if
else
you
I
really
want to
wanted
see? I want to see him have the fucking harpoon hook hand. For fuck's sake. Someone cut off his fucking
Yeah.
I
hand.
agree.
Or better
I feel
yet,
like this
have him have the kid
Aquaman
with
would-
Mira try and save the kid, and in the process has to cut his own hand off like in the cartoon.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
so
Right,
metal
that
for
was-
a kid's cartoon show. Holy
that
shit.
was effective. And that's what I meant at the start of this. That's my Justice League.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell this
Yeah.
cherry coke covered reject is, but it ain't Justice
Yeah.
League for me.
this coke-fueled nightmare. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yes. No, but instead of doing Suicide Squad, I wish they had done the Aquaman movie. Maybe not, because they would have messed it up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the Snyder direction thing. But at the same time, he really needed it. I went to see it with my mom and my little brother. And, I mean, they got most of it. Okay, so Cyborg is this guy who just became a Sheik, and his father, okay, whatever, Flash, he wants his father to go free, and he runs really fast. But Aquaman is like, wait, who is he? Where are they? Who are these fish people? What's going on?
And also, holy shit, how many times is Bruce like, hey, do you talk to fish? Hey, do you talk to fish?
Right?
Hey, it's like, shut the fuck
is
up,
Bruce
Bruce.
saying that?
First of
That
all,
should
put
be
your
Wally.
goddamn mask on. Second, shut up.
I don't want to talk to Bruce. I want to talk to the
Yeah.
Batman.
Plus,
You
Plus,
can
he's-
almost hear Whedon
he's
in the corner there,
Batman.
like, say it. Say it.
he's
Aspley,
Batman.
say it."
Shouldn't he know this shit already? He's super spy
He's
guy.
Batman.
Yeah.
He's too busy being
He's
a
the guy.
stupid boy. That's the problem. Snap. Yeah. So anyway, I've run out of steam on Crustus League.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah, I think we've covered, unless anybody else has anything to add to it.
Yeah,
I have lots
Justice
of
League.
opinions, but I can't seem to form them right now.
Yeah, I think we've covered
And
most
I-
bases, though. I mean, it's
And
an
I've already-
improvement
Oh, we
over
didn't
Man
really-
vs.
we
Man,
kind
but it's a
brief-
step down from Wonder Woman.
And
we
I've
briefly
rendered.
touched it. The scene on Themyscira.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a thing that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Because Paul vaguely mentioned it about looking like a PS2 reject.
It is. It is.
Because it is. Like, what happened? You
don't know.
literally had Wonder Woman, the movie, show you what a beautiful example it could be. And I'm like, yes, let's go back to Themyscira. Let's see what's going on. What are you wearing?
And instead, they're in like, I mean, it also bothered me. Speaking of PS1 levels, like it really was like, oh hey, I see that they borrowed a set piece from fucking Tomb Raider.
Right?
Like it's got the
No
fucking closing
kidding.
walls and shit, and the big open cavern and shit like that.
Yep.
It's like, oh boy, look out.
I guess they thought Gal Gadot looked a lot like Laura Croft. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I could see that. I think she'd make a rockin' Lara Croft.
She's not even in that scene. I don't know, like.
Yeah. No, I don't know. That whole
But I
scene
get-
was really weird. Plus,
I get what he's
for fuck's
saying.
sake, if you're gonna say Mother Box, you can say Boom Tube at least once. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You won't say
why
Great Dark
not?
Side, and you
Cosmic
w't say
Cube.
Boom
We need
Tube.
to call it the Tesseract.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
you might as well just call it
Good
that.
If one of
Lord.
them said Tesseract, I would have fucking left.
Yep.
I'm
Right?
out. No.
Good Lord.
I don't want you to give another character a fucking
Well.
Loki pokey stick. I'm out of here.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah.
And also, one thing I didn't like, the boom tubes are sky portals.
Yeah,
that
what the
sky
hell?
beam
Yeah.
portal in every single
Like-
superhero movie ever. It couldn't just be a
Any-
circle that appears out of
no,
nowhere.
No,
Not
Walk
just
into it
superhero
comfortably.
movies.
And it like
Yeah.
sucks you up like you don't want it to happen or something like in the
Right.
end when fucking Steppenwolf is getting like dived upon by his own parademons because he suddenly sucks or something. And
he got scarred.
yeah, oh no.
He's a scared.
He always sucks.
Yeah, right. He
Yeah.
did though. He was awful, and they're like, "What? Now you're scared?" And he's like, "I'm not scared." And then the parademons are like, "He's scared." What? Yeah. Holy shit! Get him, boys!
No, he totally got scarred.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Yep.
That scene was weird. And then he's like, "Delete, escape, Control Alt Delete." Ah! And then he fucking goes, and fucks off, presumably back to Apocalypse, to
Yeah.
do
Which we're
to
going to
die.
say that it's his home planet, but we're not going to say it's Apocalypse.
Yeah. What the fuck?
No.
Yeah,
That
Do they
would
not
be
have the
specific,
rights
wouldn't
to
it?
Point
say
of
Apocalypse
Man
or
of
something?
Steel of what Zod wanted to do.
Yeah, the whole
Like
thing was
third person
exactly the
Zod?
same fucking plan that Zod had.
just terraforming
Yeah.
the planet.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
the
like,
only
God
thing.
damn it,
He
which
really-
adds to
he really wants
Steppenwolf's
that
like.
monopoly on terraforming
Yeah,
plots,
which adds to which is like, okay, great. Now when Brainiac comes down, I wonder what he's gonna do. Like,
You're going to terraform.
yeah.
What, could it be the exact same plan as Ultron, which I'm sure they're going to try to copy? Why not?
Well, Ultron's plan, as far as I know, was I want to make a portion of the city float around for a while. I really
Yep.
don't know what his
Yeah.
plan was.
And I'm going to
I wanna-
drop it because I got bored.
Yeah, right. I
Yes.
really don't know what his plan was. I do not know what happened
Because
in
he
that
didn't have
movie.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
want
Age
to
of
destroy
Ultron
the
was
world?
about
Yeah.
a day
Other
and
than
a
some
half.
highly intelligent, computer thing somehow can't remember the word children.
Oh my
That's
God.
one of the parts where I was like, okay, I
Whole
can
other
mentally
podcast
check out of this
that's-
movie. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I'm already getting upset
Yep.
again.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we're
begun.
talking about Age of Ultron, though.
Calm her down.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll add about this movie, because we touched on it, and they definitely touched it, was Superman's mustache.
Yes.
Oh,
Holy
It's
crap.
there.
Yes.
I'm
mean
sorry,
his-
but I really want
his-
somebody to explain to me how it's more effective to CGI a mustache for half his scenes than it is to just put a fake
Because-
mustache
I
on
can
the
explain
other.
it. I can
'Cause
explain it. I
the-
can
The
explain it.
studio, I think, had a contract.
Yeah, they
with him
did.
saying that he
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So when you're in a contract, you can't
Yep.
get out of it.
Yep.
There's a mustache clause?
Yeah, they were like, you need to
Well,
grow a
yes.
mustache
It's
and
an
maintain it
appearance.
while we're filming. And then
Yeah,
the
it's-
Justice League movie was like, hey, we need him for reshoots. And they're like, okay, but you get him
But
a
he's
mustache.
gonna have a mustache.
I want to see set
Right.
pictures of him.
Superman.
You know, I want to see pictures
Well-
pre-editing it out because I just want to see Superman floating around with his big, hilarious mustache.
With his mustache. Well, he had a lot of time to grow it under the grave, so I guess there's that excuse.
He's got like a huge Fu Manchu or
Better
something.
if he had just,
No, he should have had a
rewoken
beard
with the mustache
in the
on.
grave. Like, why not?
Yeah, if he had the beard and the long hair from like the 80s and shit, that would have been
Yeah,
fine.
that would make
That
more
would have been a
sense.
good
I
reference.
wish he,
A mullet. We
I
should've
wish
had
he had
mullet
the
suits.
beard.
Yeah.
I wish he had the beard because it would cover up that ass chin of his. My
God,
God,
yes.
that thing looks
Ugh.
dangerous.
At least for that scene where he's fighting the League, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just his powers. His new power is hair growth and removal,
Jokes.
dependent upon the scene.
Yep.
That's his
No,
new
his new
Kryptonian
power
power.
is-
Also,
Jokes and smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just for that scene. But speaking of beards, I did notice one thing. How is it that in the very opening scene where Batman takes out that goon and the pirate demon, he has no beard, and then immediately we got to find him, goes in a plane to Finland or whatever the hell that was, and has a beard. I mean, how long did it take him to get there?
Yeah,
A
it's
long time,
yeah, he's shaving at one point, and it's like, what are you? Don't shave that.
Just
You look
gave
super
up.
rugged and cool. What are you doing? And then he lets that fucking burglar go by the end of it anyway, because he's busy chasing the parademon.
He didn't take the burglar in.
Yeah,
Why?
the burglar's
Why,
like, fuck,
Bruce?
this is the best night I've ever had. Oh my god, I just escaped the Batman.
I can't wait to tell people this.
Yeah, right. Like, you want a joke
totally-
moment? You want a joke moment. All right, Batman sees the parademon. He's still holding the thief guy. He pulls him close to him and goes, "Stay here." And then he goes off, and the guy's like, "Okay," and he stays there. That's hilarious
He just
because it
stays.
fucking
That-
because it's Batman
awesome.
scary, and you would probably be smart to do it. And
Yeah.
and it it's without Batman making a joke, but he says something that in the situation could be seen as funny.
Right.
So like things like that are more Batman.
Instead, the guy's like,
Batman is like indirectly funny in that he does things that make other people act stupid.
yeah, but instead the guy's like, Superman's dead, right? Batman just sort of like flies away crying. Like,
Don't talk to me about dead people. My mom's name was Martha. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Why'd you say that name?
That beard thing did bother me because he's like, okay, you grow a full beard in like half a day, like.
He is
Hey,
full of
he's
testosterone, man.
He
You can
has
see how
very
often he has to
fertile
trim
hair
his
glands.
ear hair and his nose hair, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You know,
grows. He can
bats
grow
are
mustaches
What
on
do you mean
top of
he does?
mustaches.
Alfred does it for him.
Yeah.
Alfred does
Superman's
it for him.
mustache he just borrowed from Batman.
Yes, he did.
He's that
He
macho.
just ripped. He ripped
That's
it off.
Batman's
he ripped it off.
superpower. He can just grow hair
Yeah,
overnight.
he is so full of testosterone. He looks like, I'm sure, shirtless, if we're not talking about Batman versus Superman, which was a weird scene. But I like to think that, especially with this new facial hair thing going on, that he just looks like Tim Sale's Batman, who's like, this huge, hilarious thing, but he looks like Austin Powers with like a rug on the front of him. Like, and he's like, oh man, it's been 2 hours since I shaved.
Gorilla Grodd, eat your heart out.
Shit, I really got to take a weed whacker to this. Damn it. Alfred. Fuck you, sir.
I'll get the bat razor.
Now, do it yourself.
I'm gonna replace you, Alfred.
I'm going to replace you, Master Bruce.
He's just keeping the outfit warm.
Yeah,
I will be the bat,
yeah. I am the knight.
and I will find Jared Leto, and I will beat the teeth out.
I will be the Batman. Be prepared. Hey.
Be prepared.
Yeah, he's singing with the Rogues. The Rogues are the hyenas.
Jeez. Yeah. Beautiful.
How do I get down from here?
Yeah. Great. Now I'm stuck. Because, oh, God. I actually, fun fact, I fell asleep at one point. When they were digging up Superman, I fucking fell asleep for like 2 minutes. Yeah. I just couldn't.
Well, you
I
didn't
couldn't
miss
deal.
much.
I was so not having it. I fucking fell asleep. I was like, God, we're not
Hey,
going to fix this, are we? Let me
Again,
know
you
if,
didn't miss anything.
Steppenwolf wins.
And nothing of value was lost.
Yep. Yep.
You know, it's bringing a tear to my eye, all this DC betrayal, and I don't think I have it in me to talk about it anymore.
I know.
Because we're the fans, and we know they can do better.
That's
They're
what we
much
want.
better,
We
but
just
they're
want
not
it to
We're
be
not angry. We're just
just disappointed.
Very disappointed.
We acknowledge it's a step forward, not the biggest one,
Son, we are so disappointed.
Yeah.
but it's a step forward, and I feel like they are in a better place with new people to do better. So
sure.
here's hoping.
We'll see. The future will tell.
The future.
Yeah, Justice League, it's a movie. So go
It
watch
sure
it.
is a film that happens. Feel free to check it out.
Definitely.
It didn't make its money
Yes.
back. I know that. Even not,
Yes.
certainly not domestically. The budget was like what, 300 million. It made less than 96, and then internationally made 180. So even with that, it didn't make its money back.
Those poor foreigners.
Yeah, the whole thing did not. Oh my god, it's baffling. It's like, wow, how did you guys
Yes,
fuck
it
this
is.
up so bad? I don't know, man. I just
just
hope that it
did.
gets better. I mean, I really do. I want to
too.
see. I want to see a Batman movie I adore completely, like they did The Dark Knight. You know, I want.
And
I
I
want
really
that.
want-
Remember those were the days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be.
that
I want to be. I want to be proud to be a DC fan.
I want to
again.
be where the DC
Right.
people are.
where Aquaman is properly portrayed.
That's how they can make Aquaman better. Just have a musical number.
There you go. Have them sing. We did it, and it went over great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bring Titanic back,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
Give him a lobster sidekick. It's not that hard.
No,
If they
it's
bring
not.
in John the
Not at
Lobster,
all.
that will make up for everything. Just have
That
Jason Momoa
would
talk
be
to a lobster.
stupendous. It would be much more entertaining.
Don't hire me
yeah,
though, because then you'd have Jason Momoa talking to Jason Marnocha, and that's confusing.
It would be Mew Mew talking to Marnocha.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
So we're going to sign off for now. As always, I'm your host, Derpity Doo Starbeastrave. And to my left, you'll see LordJazor, also known as...
Jason Marnocha, pleasure to be on here. Always fun to hang out with you guys.
You're always welcome here. Always.
Always. Same to you, TallestSilver.
Indeed, there she is.
No, I'm not welcome.
You're
You are
unwelcome.
so welcome.
You're so welcome.
You're so welcome.
the
I'm going to sing the entire song. from
You don't
Moana.
even know.
Well, thanks, guys.
No problem.
Hopefully I can be on it next time.
Yeah, we don't always, talk about movies. Sometimes,
But when we
mostly,
do.
But no.
But when we do, we're really
But when we do...
That's what we got to do
And
next
as
time. We
always-
got to find a movie that we like adore and talk about
Yeah.
how lovely
A
it is.
good
Room.
movie.
No.
Oh, no, we said a good movie, not a funny one.
Yeah, not a funny
He
bad
said the movie that we adore.
No, not a
and he
funny
said
bad
that.
movie we adore. A genuinely good
could-
film.
The Lion King.
That movie's
You're right.
garbage. No, I can't even say that.
You can't even say.
I can't even say it.
Finish that sentence.
Fine, I wasn't.
Which one? Which one were you going to say?
Lion King.
Lion
We
King.
referenced it enough in
Yeah,
this.
no shit.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I
Can't
mean,
talk
who
about
doesn't
Jeremy
like Lion
Irons
King,
without
honestly?
referencing Lion
People
King.
who are
Everybody.
wrong don't
Yeah.
like Lion.
People who are dumb.
Yeah,
I know, because it's Hamlet with lions.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
it is.
Yeah.
And just to close it out, so we have him too. And Demon Grocery Store, as always, will be here next time.
There he is. There he is.
Hey, you didn't mention me.
Look at that face. Yeah, look at Lewis's
don't
face too,
forget
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, I guess Lake 777777 Lewis's face is up.
Yeah, look here, 77 Lakes boy. You're all right too. You're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep
and
ya
I'll finish
around.
by saying, remember to like, subscribe, follow us, check out Frontier Zero, DC Abridged, all the good stuff we've talked about here. And hey, if you want to see a Justice League project with maybe a more,
More truth in this art.
Yes. That's a good way to put
But
it.
Lewis is trying to say he's pregnant and the baby might come during the
It's
holidays.
the third time this week.
I know. But the real question is, who's the father? Dun,
Dun,
Tune
dun,
in next time
Dun,
to find
dun,
out.
dun. Next week.
This is a saucy show. Okay, and join us next time to find out.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.